Call meeting to order. Let the record show that all board members are present except Mr. Snuffer. Do you have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
We had a couple of edits.
Edits.
We had a couple of things, but we couldn't find your agenda.
Oh, were you a mark on here?
We needed to remove this one. And this one. Maybe go back and.
Yep.
What we were doing. when we
Oh,
did
so
that.
we need to make an adjustment to the agenda with two items been removed. We need a motion for that. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And the adjustments are under consent items, remove C. Under new business, remove A. Okay, we good?
I
Okay,
think they need to vote on that.
sorry.
I don't think they voted yet.
Oh, all those favors say aye. We have no delegations for agenda. Oh, and non-agenda, we have a recognition, excuse me, let's do that first. No, we don't have, never mind. We don't have any recognitions. Non-agenda items. We have nothing for agenda items. Non-agenda items, we have someone who's requested 5 minutes, Mr. Britt. Up here.
Sorry, I gotta get my readers on here. Okay, I think it's turned on. All right. Hello, my name's Jonah Pritt, and I'm here to discuss my daughter. And from my understanding, rather not use her name, so I'll refer to her as she and her. But you can see her name. And what I handed out to you as a email dated June the 20th. So what I want to talk about is at the end of the school year of this current year, contacted her counselor at Woodrow Wilson High School to see if she could, her junior year, leave early, take the last class at Mount Hope Christian Academy. Of course, it was referred to the board over here, and I played phone tag on and off for a while, especially with Miss Hodges, and then finally got to talk to Miss Hodges, and she explained, well, need to write a letter, and then it would be presented to the board, but she would take it to Miss Starcher and go through the proper procedures. And I was like, okay. So I sent the email there, and I'll read it to you. Dear Tamara Hodges, Raleigh County Board of Education, we are respectfully requesting a religious exemption for my daughter to be able to leave the last period of the day from Woodrow Wilson School to take Bible 101 class at Mount Hope Christian School. Her mother and I, along with her primary care physician, Dr. Susan Cavender, and I'll stop there briefly. She's an MD. She's a resident down at CAMC, been practicing medicine since 1985. But that's her main care physician. Feels that this will benefit Rachel tremendously. Rachel will be a junior this fall. She's an outstanding honor student, has maintained a 4.0 plus GPA during her entire freshman and sophomore years while being part of the FCA and on the varsity girls basketball team. We do not expect nor request credit for this class from Mount Hope Christian Academy on her transcript. Also, we do not expect nor request transportation from Rachel from Woodrow Wilson High School to Mount Hope Christian Academy. We will provide an automobile for transportation. Attachments a letter from the administrator, Pastor Quentin Runyon, saying that Rachel's enrolled in the class for the last period of the day. Second is that way, it's legit that she has taken an actual class at the academy. The reason why I alluded to also Dr. Susan Cavender, she felt best for her mental health because we know when you have spiritual health ties into mental health, and health is health. And I didn't want to go down the medical exemption, so we went with religious. So I am aware of policy D.3.1, okay? And I know, let me flip here. They are on Part V, exemptions of the VA Code 18-8-1. Number 10 says alternative private or religious school instruction. And then I know, of course, Appendix E says exceptions, well, goes through and reads the exceptions. And of course, you know what they are, I don't, to save time. But there's a part here that I highlighted. Exceptions may be made by the board to accommodate other compelling under which students may attend school for fewer than four years and may be scheduled a course or less than the instructional day. And I know typically it's not given, but I'm looking at some other things, doing some of my own due diligence and research. Of course, this is the flyer on the website of Raleigh County Board of Education. Of course, absence is excusable by F, alternative private, parochial, church, or religious school instruction. I said, okay. And then I thought, well, I'll dig some more into the actual 18 code, 18-8-1. And under K, a child is exempt from the compulsory school attendance requirements set forth in 18-8-1A of this code if the requirements of the subsection relating to alternative private, parochial, church, or religious school instruction are met. Exemption shall be made for any child attending any private school, parochial school, church school, school operated by a religious order or other non-public school, which elects to comply with provisions of 1828-1 and all of this code. So again, I continue to dig, due diligence, and then I pull up Title 126, Legislative Rule, Board of Education, Programs 2510, because y'all reference it. And again, I just want to point out 5.4, under the highlight sections that I have here, all students must become self-directed learners or expect to seek out and use a variety of resources to assist them in completing assigned tasks. In grades 9 and 10, students build foundational knowledge and skills, while in grades 11 and 12, which she will be, students enter into a personalized aspect of their PEP, focusing carefully on selected coursework that leads to successful completion of their personal and academic goals. One of her personal goals is when she does graduate, she will attend a Christian university, major in nursing, BSN, and then hopefully go on to anesthesiology school, become a nurse anesthetist. But anyway, so the PEP kind of threw me for a little bit because it's kind of the first time I've ever heard of it. I've heard of IEPs because my wife, she's a teacher. She deals with IEPs, but PEP was kind of new to me. So again, I keep on digging. And then of course, 5.4.D2 talks about how the career exploration planning and the development of the PEP is shared responsibility between the school counselor, teachers, advisors, and parents. So I was like, well, we're definitely involved with that. And then of course, 5.4.F.1.C, county boards or education shall adopt policies that allow students to earn credit for completion of college courses and other advanced courses outside of the school setting. I was like, okay, well, that might apply there too. And then 13.25.b, optional elective courses may be made available by the County Board of Education, school, or other entity based on student need and interest, but they are not required to be made available. So optional elective courses is if it can be made available, if such, which of course then made available. And then last but least, I thought, well, okay, I'll just dig a little bit more because I saw also a reference of policy 4110. So I got this from the West Virginia Secretary of State, Natalie, Administrative Law Division. So I got that and started reading that whole entire thing. And 4110, part 4.3.a, a full day attendance means being present at least 0.74 of the school day. May I be granted just to finish my thought? Okay. With that being said, and this is just a conservative number, not counting lunch, because I know 30 minutes, I'm not trying to be technical. I know lunch is 30 minutes, in between each class is 4 minutes. If I just go solely based on 5 out of 6 courses, so 5 divided by 6, that's going to give you 0.83, which is way above the 0.74 requirement to be considered a full day attendance. So regardless, she would meet that requirement of a full day, even if she did leave early. I hope I articulated good enough that y'all would consider giving her this religious exemption. Because I believe a prudent, reasonable person would understand. You know, as I told Pastor Runyon, you know, he asked, well, why do you want to come here? You know, why does she want to take this one class? And my answer to him was, she wants a deeper walk with Jesus. She recently got saved. This period was, her sophomore year was a very tough, troubling time. She had to miss some days of school, but she, again, maintained around a 4.2 GPA, and it's something that it's part of her core. And, you know, that's why we're doing it. So I hope you consider it. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along. Board reports, Dr. Hutchins.
Well, Mr. Ford, I happened to be in the right place at the right time, I guess. And thanks to Wendy Peters and Rachel Halstead, they invited me to observe or do a little participation, not much, into the mats, which is kind of hard to say all at one time, training.
3 times.
No, thank you. It was really, really interesting. And I can see where kids would really get into it because of the activity involved and everything. I mean, all the hopping around and everything. Great way to learn or to reinforce math facts, but it was really interesting. And I thank them for inviting me.
Thank you. Ms. Smith,
I'm good.
Hambrick.
I'm good. I heard that the in-services, or whatever you want to call them, this past week, trainings in Charleston. Yeah, we're really good. They said they were really good.
I don't have anything. Dr. Starcher,
Yes, sir, Mr. Ford.
you speaking Hawaiian?
No. All of you should have received an article. Miss Daniel should have placed it there this evening for you. It's titled, "What are the best vocational schools in the U.S.? See USA Today's list of the top 250. Unfortunately, this will not this site will not let us print the 250 schools or vocational schools, but I would just like to recognize that our Academy of Careers and Technology is on this list of 250. To be honest, it received 5 stars. There is only one other. There is only one other CTE center in West Virginia on this on this list. And if I recall correctly, it received 4 stars. That's James Rumsey. So a shout out to both of those schools. They obviously, we know ACT does an amazing job, serves our students and our community very, very well. But I did want to just share this with you. If you visit this website, or we can send you the link, you can go on and see all 250. But there are a few other schools, like beauty schools, things listed that are in West Virginia. I think Cross Lanes, Huntington, and Bridgeport. But in terms of CTE centers, there were only 2. And by virtue of our name being the first in the alphabetical list, you see it right away. So anyway, congratulations to ACT, and thank you for what they do every day at that school.
We knew that.
Yes, we know it, but it's nice validation. The second thing that Ms. Daniel should, I believe, laid at your seat is a draft of the LSIC meetings.
Yeah.
We don't have to decide on those today, but those that follows the same schedule that we used last year. 2 in October, 1 in November, 1 in December, and then 1 in January. You will notice the November 10th, that is a Monday because November 11th is Veterans Day. So we'll have to move that meeting. We'll bring that to you too and recommend approval of that. But these are the 5 dates. If you can look at your calendars and let me know if those will work. I've also, Ms. Daniel, she's already included the location and so forth. You will see, just like we did this year, our regular meeting would start at 4:30, and then we would start with our LSIC meetings, presentations at 5:30. Okay? So just let me know if one or more of those dates don't work, please. Mr. Dillon and Ms. Colvin have been working very closely together with our 2 new vendors regarding some of our safety initiatives. So we are prepared, barring some unforeseen circumstance, we are prepared to begin with our badges on the very first day of school. Ms. Colvin and Ms. Dillon have worked out a training schedule with the company, so we should be ready to go on day 1. The weapons detection systems, Mr. Dillon has communicated closely with the company. The company's recommending like a phased approach or a phased implementation. So we do have a calendar set for that by the end of by the end of the first month, complete first month, we'll be fully operational with that too. So that's going well. And then Park Middle, that project is moving along. I understand. As of now, we are still scheduled to be able to open the gym August 11th for athletics to start. So that, as long as we can remain on schedule, we'll be good for August 11th. And then the Breezeway Phase 2 part of the project, we did have a situation occur with a piece of equipment that hit the building. So it's having to be fixed, and that has to be fixed before we can open at Park this fall. Currently, we cannot access part of we couldn't allow students to access part of the building. So we're working with ZMM on that, and obviously Radford. But we've given them a deadline of August 11th to have that situation corrected as well. So that is the update on Park. Anybody have any questions for me?
The technology center.
So Mr. Dillon and some of our maintenance staff were at the Technology Center today. Mr. Dillon took current pictures, and we've sent those on to ZMM. And just before I came into this meeting, Mr. Ferguson says there's some work we'll need to do at Raleigh or the Technology Center to continue using the facility. Not like we have to close it tomorrow, but there is work that we're going to have to do to repair the situation.
Are they
there.
using the basement where the water was?
We do need the building at this time. Down the road, if we would want to abandon that building and move technology somewhere else, we could, but that isn't something that we would be able to do within a short time frame. So we know, at least as we look out with the coming school year, this next year, we believe we'll have to remain at the Technology Center. So we will have to secure the building and make it such that we can continue using it throughout the school year. That's not to say in the future we wouldn't look to vacate the facility.
I mean, were they using the basement where the garage door went in?
That's my understanding, that we used the building.
Okay.
Material that's in that part, it's currently on pallets. It's already on pallets. So it was up from the water.
Yeah.
They have so much flooding down there. I mean,
Yes, that's
And
correct.
Is there still an issue with the back part of that building and the railroad?
There
and
is.
Oh,
There
okay.
is. Well. So we are working through that. I believe Mr. Ferguson's going to send an engineer. So hopefully by our next meeting, I can give you a better update on the tech center.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no other reports. No unfinished business. Policies and procedures. A is approve policy C.1.31, substitute teachers in areas of critical needs and shortage. Who's speaking to that?
Both of these policies, actually, Mr. Ford, one is substitute teachers. The next one is bus operator
Okay.
substitutes. Those are two policies the board approves from year to year, and we send them directly to the state for continued approval. So my recommendation would be that the board approve both of these policies to be submitted to the West Virginia Department of Education for approval.
Okay.
I move that we approve policy C.1.31 and policy C.3.9 to be submitted to the state.
second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consent items A, B, D, E, and F. We remove C. Is there any objection to approving those altogether? Or does anybody want to pull out the bids? Questions? No?
We're good.
Is that a motion?
Yes, we made. Yeah. Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. New business. We removed A, so B, consider approval of the water easement with Raleigh County Public Service District and Raleigh County Schools. Dr. Starcher.
Okay, board members, before you, let me say this, if you have specific questions, I'm going to ask Mr. Dillon to come forward, but we do have a easement request from the PSD regarding property at Trap Hill and Liberty. Mr. Daniel, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Sisson have all reviewed it, and they have no concerns. And in fact, they believe, after talking to the PSD, this will actually should increase our water pressure at our schools. But essentially, this will provide an easement for a small piece of property at Trap Hill for a pipe, and then it would cross the road and go over to Liberty to, how you go up the parking lot. It would go there, and then a little on down the road through the woods on our property towards the baseball field, there would be another section there. So the PSD has asked for us to grant this easement, and is our recommendation that we would grant that request.
That's gonna help. They have some water issues down there anyway, so that's gonna help.
It's supposed to help. I mean, as a byproduct, it should help with our water pressure.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the easement? Second? Yes. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the buyback agreement with Second Life Mac for Chromebooks and Apple devices. Ms. Polly.
How was your trip?
President Ford, board members, Superintendent Starcher. We put out a bid in June. We received like 5. I kicked out 2 automatically because basically they were going to be charging us to take equipment. So what we ended up doing was going through and looking. What's huge is going with one that has no waivers or has waivers for us so that they're not charging us if we don't turn in a charger. So when you look at that, there was only 2, and that was Total Technologies and Second Life Mac. And so those were both, they were not going to charge us if we didn't turn in a charger to them. And when you look at that, Second Life Mac was outbidded as far as Total Technologies. The minimum guarantee for Second Life Mac was $833,186, and the next closest one was $666,909. So there was obvious which company we should go with, and that was Second Life Mac. We have worked with them before. They will also, up on the first pickup, they'll pay us a down payment of $416,593. So that's right up front, that when they come that first day, Mr. Butcher will get a check for that. He has worked with them before, and we were successful with them. So just from experience, and the highest minimum guarantee and no deductions was a huge selling point for us. Are there any questions? Yes. No.
Okay. Again, I apologize if this is dumb. On the page that, okay, I just had to turn the page. I answered my own question. I was looking at the page that was tabbed.
The very back.
And I was wondering, is that a quantity in that one column? But if I flip over to the other page, I see that is in fact.
Yes.
Okay.
And the actual quotes at the very back.
Yeah.
That you could see what we got from them in 22, and it was we ended up getting more than what the minimum bid was.
Amazing. If I'm reading this correctly, how the value goes down.
Oh yeah. Well, and you've got to remember what
Tremendously.
happened in 21 is the market become flooded. Everybody got ESSER. Everybody bought devices. So it used to be we were one of the few. So right now everybody's doing
all
what
that
we're
money,
doing,
everybody
and the
purchased.
market's flooded with devices. So those days will come back in 4 years because a lot of schools don't have that money to refresh. So we'll be back to probably getting higher minimums and more money back. But right now the market's flooded with devices from 2021.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that and you think, oh gosh, has to be worth more than that. But
And they use the Chromebooks. They actually sell them overseas.
oh,
That's
really?
what they want. Overseas wants the Chromebook. So that was surprising to BJ and I. Yeah.
Well, they're not giving us anything for them.
No. No.
Oh, okay.
Any questions?
Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the buyback agreement?
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carried. D, consider approval of the MOU with Paramount State, Level Up WVU Dual Credit Pathway. Dr. Starcher.
President Ford and board members, a few weeks ago, you may recall we approved a level up agreement with New River Community Technical College for Liberty and ACT. This is the same document, except this is for Woodrow Wilson High School with Fairmont State. But again, you can see the pathways. They offer education, health, human performance, business, behavior science, architecture, forensics, and natural science for the students at Woodrow Wilson High School when the courses that are offered. So it would be our recommendation that we approve this to continue this partnership. Woodrow has, this would be the second year. Second year that Woodrow has partnered with Fairmont State. So my recommendation would be to approve this dual level up agreement.
Okay, y'all heard a recommendation. Have a motion.
So moved. And I think these dual credit things are just wonderful for our kids. I
Amazing.
mean, what an opportunity to take such advantage of so many things. So I move that we approve the memorandum of understanding with Fairmont.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. E, consider approval for installation of playground shade at Hollywood Elementary. Darren Butcher. Money man.
With the black eye. President Ford, Dr. Starcher, and board members. Item E for Hollywood, in our initial design that we submitted for consideration by Burke, there was a shade in that original submission. But when we got everything back, that shade was left off. So this is just a bid for approval of that shade because we will need a shade on that play area. So.
As a reminder, at your last meeting, you approved the
Yeah.
playground install and the fence, but the shade was left off.
So that's why you're
all of
seeing
that
a
today.
small amount on your bid for approval tonight.
Do I have a motion?
And if we do approve the quote, Daniels Elementary shade.
Hollywood.
I'll second down.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the quote for Daniels Elementary 5 through 12 playground equipment and installation. Mr.
Yes.
Butcher.
So next thing you have, it's really items F and G, which is the result
Okay.
of several months of work by Dr. Starcher, Mr. Dillon, Jennifer Colvin, myself, and ZMM in the design and getting Daniels Playground actually a playground that works. Currently, the Daniels pre-K playground is over the hill. It's significant drainage issues. It's not in a good location. It's shaded. So it creates a lot of problems for us. And then the 512 current playground at Daniels is too small. It's a poured in place surface that has deteriorated over time and needs replaced as well. So we went over to Daniels and we looked at the area to try to design a play area for them. And we found that we have additional property on the end of the building where the current parent loop is, where it wraps around the building. Beyond the fence, we own a pretty sizable piece of property there. So the project, one of the bids, your low bid, Dan Hill Construction for $6,939,115, that is for removal of the trees, site development, drainage. There's extensive drainage on this, as you can imagine. There's also a lot of fencing. You have a 12-foot fence around the basketball court, which will have a new basketball court. And we have 8-foot fencing around the perimeter of the play area. And it'll be rubber mulched when we're finished. So just the fencing for this project is about $140,000. So of this $639,000, $140,000 of it is just fencing. We don't have the price from the contractor on actual bid for their asphalt, but I can tell you that is it'll be a commercial grade extension to the parent loop. You can see how it loops around kind of the top end of the building now. It'll now loop around the playground. So it'll go all the way around the outside of the play area and then tie back in. So it does give us an extensive extension of the parent loop. So that should take care of some of the traffic congestion on that road in the evenings. And, you know, there's going to be a pretty significant slope down to the parent loop. That'll all be mowable. So that'll be a nice feature. BJ, if you could move the drawing up just a little bit. You can see currently the end of the building, there's a little concrete pad that's unused right now, but this will become a new exit for the students onto the play areas. So it'll be totally enclosed. So they'll exit out of the building onto the play area. You can see there's going to be a new sidewalk addition along the back side of the building. That will go to the future pre-K playground. That'll be where the current 512 play area is. And then you can see there's another sidewalk that slopes down to a concrete pad that will allow students access onto the 512 play area, but it also acts as an inclusive area for our special needs population. So you've got a music area there, you've got a sensory panel, and then in close proximity to that, there's a inclusive spinner as well as an inclusive swing. So that'll help tremendously because they currently don't have those types of things. There will be a new composite in the middle, and then there will be another merry-go-round over to the right side there. That'll be like the one at Stratton that has the ropes that kids can climb on while it's going around. Daniels also doesn't have swings, so we'll have a 4-bay swing, which was requested by the school. They're very happy about that. We'll have P6 ball, some shades. If you could scroll down, BJ. So this is kind of what it'll look like when it's finished. 3 shades, P6 ball. It'll be a very nice play area. Scroll on down, BJ. So you get a view from the basketball court side. And then scroll down to the last one. That's the composite. BJ, if you could pull up the composite drawing. That's NU 3607. That right there is the Ally Level X Ally climber. So it gives the students another climbing piece of equipment. Then if you go, yeah, there's what the composite kind of looks like. So be a nice composite. And then the P6 ball we were talking about is, you've all seen that. So in terms of overall price, as I said, Dan Hill was a low bidder on the site prep, $639,115. And then Burke for the equipment and the install of the equipment is $475,850. It's a total price of $1,114,965. And again, on the back side of this, we will have a pre-K play area that we'll have to work with as well. There's the Ally 8 spinner with the climbing thing. So,
How many of our elementary schools are left to
we have one. Typically, I mean, in terms of cost, when you look at this, a lot of our playgrounds already have the site developed. So you don't see that site development piece. So in terms of comparing costs, if you look at Stratton Elementary, the playgrounds at Stratton Elementary are $839,000. A little bit more because of the turf. So that's a feature. Shady Springs, which we just recently did, it was $775,000. So when you look at just the equipment and install costs on what Daniels will end up at, it'll be more along the lines of where Stratton was. because this site development piece was already figured into the renovation costs or the new building design costs. So that's why you're seeing an elevated cost here at Daniels. And the other, you asked about whether we have another one coming up.
Well, how many more do we need to upgrade?
So we have at least one more extensive play area, and it may also require some site preparation. That would be Crescent. Yeah, that one is going to take some work. So,
And I would also add, we're doing a small project at Cranberry, but at this point, Cranberry Prosperity needs some playground upgrades as well.
yeah. In terms of, what we budget each year for ongoing, we budget about $300 a year for ongoing playground, and that's through our grant program. But these extensive new playground renovations, they are not figured into that cost that we have every year for playground grants. So that's why you're seeing Daniels, and then on the other side, you'll probably see a Crescent coming up.
I have a question,
Mm-hmm.
and this may have resolved itself. Years ago, I know as you're looking directly at Daniels Elementary, the right side of that building had some problems with wetlands down in there, and
Yeah. And,
Okay.
and so this,
so is that
this,
still a problem?
well, this is on a different elevation from that.
Okay.
This is the property directly straight behind the building.
Yeah.
And it sets up on a flat.
This
so-
is kind of over.
Yeah,
to that right side
that is down in a
there.
marshy
Okay.
type.
So this will not have to interfere with that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to make sure of that whenever
Yeah.
we were
Because I
there.
know that was an issue before.
Yeah, and
This
it's,
project, and then if you can't- Yeah.
Daniels was really surprising because there's a fence that runs along the current parent loop on the other side of it. And we thought that was the actual property line. So when we went and had it surveyed, we found out we have quite a bit of additional property that we could do this project.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
If I may, Mr. Butcher, would you care to give us a timeline?
Timeline.
Just to make everyone aware.
So
share this.
we do believe that Dan Hills is wanting to start immediately. So that's a good thing. We do not think that this obviously will not be done and completed by the time school starts. The good thing is in this design, the play areas will be open. The current play areas will remain open. So they will still have a pre-K and a 512 playground. This area will be getting developed. And I would say we'll be into fall, early fall, before they get the site prep finished. So we hope to get it in by the time weather sets in, but it could push into spring on the install for the equipment. So
They'll install in spring.
could be. Yeah.
Thank you. I think it's important that the Daniels community, while it's going to be an amazing playground, that the Daniels community and all of us understand it won't be ready when school opens.
Yep. Thank you.
Any questions? So can I have a motion to approve F and G together, since they're pretty much the same thing? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consideration of personnel, approve superintendent's recommendations for 25-26 year.
Good evening, everyone. We have a couple adjustments to make on page 2, section E. Emily Hawley is cited as a 4th, 5th grade teacher, but she has now moved into a kindergarten classroom. Same school. So we just need that to reflect kindergarten. On page 5, we have under special education teachers, section E, we're going to remove Deanna Hall, pre-K PSCN at Coal City Elementary. And then the next section for resignation under the aides section, Deanna Hall needs an effective date of August 8th, 2025. And last adjustment to make on page 6 under section B, the top section, third name down, Kelsey Darnell, we need to remove that line.
Board members, if you'll go back to page 1, we had 3 TBAs listed. And Ms. Samanka, I believe, has provided you with a updated set of recos, but just since it did say TBA, under central office letter D, Jessica Alderman will be filling the first school nurse position listed, and then Gracie Pauley will be the second school nurse listed. And then at the bottom under elementary principals, Jada Reeves from assistant principal Daniels Elementary to principal Daniels Elementary. With those adjustments, my recommendation is as presented.
Okay, y'all have heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion? Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Well, number 12 on the agenda is adjournment. That's all we have on our agenda tonight. This meeting's adjourned.